Hello, everyone, and thank you, Sebastian, for the kind personal introduction and also the great information about OPCUA file types and their capabilities. In my part of this presentation, I would like to add some more information about why the OPCUA file type is especially interesting for us as an automation vendor, but of course also in the end for our customers. Speaking of us as a company, let me introduce you Beckhoff Automation real quick. Beckhoff Automation, as the company name might suggest, is an automation company that implements open automation systems using PC-based control technology. Our headquarters is located in Germany, but we have subsidiaries and representative companies all around the globe with a workforce of more than 5,600 employees, of which 2,200 are engineers. So we are a very, very technical company. The main areas that our product range covers are industrial PCs, I/O and field bus components, drive technology, control cabinet free automation, vision hardware, and as our company leader, our company owner, Hans Beckhoff, likes to say, the glue that connects everything, which is our automation software called TwinCAD. And this is also the division where I'm from and what I would like to talk about today. So our relationship with the OPC Foundation goes back a very, very long way. We became member of the OPC Foundation back in 1998, and over the years, we have worked on OPCUA as a technology, not only in many different working groups, but also in product-related projects. For example, back in the days, Beckhoff launched the first OPCUA server available on the market, and that was back in 2007. So one particular milestone in our product portfolio that I would like to talk about now is the OPCUA file transfer capability that we have added back in 2017 to all of our Beckhoff industrial PCs, which means every Beckhoff industrial PC that our customers buy has this capability per default, free of charge. And I would like to give you some more information about that and why we have implemented this feature. So let's have a quick look at the different products where we have launched OPCUA client server or also PubSub implementations. As you can see, Beckhoff offers OPCUA products for almost every use case imaginable. So classic client server communication, either directly embedded into the PLC controller or also via an edge device. Machine-to-machine communication based on OPCUA PubSub, for example, with the UDP transport. We have direct I/O access via OPCUA based on our OPCUA I/O coupler, which was, by the way, the world's first OPCUA I/O coupler. We have cloud connectivity based on OPCUA PubSub and the MQTT transport channel and much more. Of course, we have an HMI system that has OPCUA integrated and so many different use cases and so many different products that are equipped with OPCUA as a technology. So don't worry, I don't want to cover all of the products now, but the one product that I would like to dive into is the Device Manager OPCUA server that you see here on the controller level, but of course also on an edge device level. So like I said, pre-installed on every Beckhoff industrial PC, and it's free of charge. So in the end, the Beckhoff Device Manager is a software component, like I said, pre-installed on every Beckhoff industrial PC, free of charge, and it is considered to be one of the unique selling points of a Beckhoff IPC, or also our smaller embedded PCs on which this device manager, of course, is also available. The device manager itself is a software that allows the configuration and monitoring of our IPC parameters, such as CPU temperature, mainboard temperature, fan speed, hard disk data like smart data, RAID system level, and much more. So to access all this data, you can use different interfaces. So for example, there is a website on the device that you can open with your web browser to access this information, but there are also programming APIs available and different communication layers that let you access this kind of data. So one particular communication layer, one particular interface is the OPCUA server, which is a very integral part of the Beckhoff Device Manager. This OPCUA server offers all the available data modules on its namespace, and an OPCUA client can then easily browse this info and access it. So for example, you could use your HMI system to display the CPU temperature or monitor the CPU temperature of the industrial PC or monitor the smart data from your hard disks. So very many different things possible there. So, like I said, this is the OPCUA server interface here. This is what a client sees, right? When it connects to the OPCUA server, it sees its namespace. It sees the different modules with the different hardware interfaces there, and the client can then choose and pick whatever kind of information it would like to read or write in that case. So one of the features that we have added to this OPCUA server is the capability to share files and folders on the PLC controller via OPCUA. So the server uses the OPCUA file type for every file in a shared folder and displays the object in its namespace. And this is what you see here on the right-hand side. This allows OPCUA clients to trigger typical file operations on that particular file. For example, it can open the file, read the file, write the file, and of course also close the file. You can also delete and or remove the file. Of course, you can create new files. So things like this are also possible. So of course, there are many use cases imaginable for this kind of feature, but I think it's it is very, very handy if you want to transfer log files from the controller. So for example, if you want to download a log file that has been created during the runtime of the PLC controller, and then you want to analyze the log file on a higher level system. You can also use this feature if you want to download a new PLC project into the controller, or if you want to create, let's say, a generic backup or restore of certain files or folders on the device. So the question is, why would you want to do that, right? Why would you want to use OPCUA to transfer files? So Sebastian has already talked about the advantages of the OPCUA file type, but let me try to explain from a PLC point of view. So first of all of our industrial PCs are equipped with an operating system firewall, right? So you either have a Windows operating system running on there or a BSD operating system, and both operating systems, of course, have their own firewall. And every time you have a network device and that you add to your network, of course, you want to reduce port exposure to the controller. In our case, a controller. So you only want to open the really required network ports. And in a perfect world, you already have an OPCUA connection opened in that firewall to allow secure OPCUA communication, right? So maybe you want to read or write process data from the PLC context. So you have an OPCUA connection already opened in that firewall to allow the secure OPCUA communication. So if you now have the requirement to exchange files with the controller, so you don't want to open another firewall port just to allow FTP or SSH to exchange files, right? To upload files, download files, whatever your use case says. So if you use OPCUA file transfer capabilities, you can exchange files via the already established OPCUA connection, which is perfect, right? From an IT point of view, you only have one firewall port opened for the OPCUA connection, and you can do both. You can read and write process data, and you can also exchange files with the controller via this one communication channel. So this is perfect. Another advantage is that this also gives you better control of your security permissions, because you only have to maintain one set of security credentials for one type of connection, which is OPCUA, right? So in the end, it's a very, very nice addition to the specification, very nice feature. And I can only encourage customers to have a look at it and use it if they want to exchange files with the controller. Alrighty, so that was my part, real quick. But thank you very much for joining me and Sebastian. And we hope that you have found this presentation useful and that it has given you some insight into why the OPCUA file type or OPCUA file transfers in particular is a very, very nice feature of OPCUA. Thank you and enjoy OPC Day International. Bye-bye.